Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today is day 12. Maryada Purshottam. Safe from attachment or subservience. Avyakt signal. Maryada Purshottam. Safe from attachment or subservience. Maryada Purshottam is one who keeps himself safe from attachment and subservience to other people and possessions. If you have attachment or are subservient, then instead of being loving to the Father, instead of being an easy yogi, you will have both experiences of sometimes being cooperative and an easy yogi, and sometimes being separated from yoga. Today's sixth Maryada is imbibing divine virtues. Now we will listen from Didi ji.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
पहले जो मर्यादाएं हैं वो ज्यादा बाहर की हैं और फिर सूक्ष्म मर्यादाएं हैं.
First, the Maryadas are more external, then these are subtle, where if there is the subservience or any attachment, because it is very subtle. And the account from the past karmic accounts, because of that, there could be possibly an attachment. When we were in peaceful age and there was call of time, somebody asked that these days I am doing a research on freedom, and they asked me that what do you understand? Are you free? So I said, yes, I am what I believe, but still this is something to think about, because we have to see that even if a slightest attachment, if there is towards a person, towards a thing, anything that towards which we have an attachment, and again in the mind, if it's being pulled by that thing, that is the sign. There will be all of a sudden a thought, oh, I like it, even that one also like it. Sometimes we are sitting and this someone say, oh, even that person likes this thing so much. So I'm eating in God's remembrance, and all of a sudden, how did I remember that person? So as soon as we see something, we think about that person. Oh, that person also likes this, they should also have this. So this is very subtle sign of attachment. And our complete stage, or the stage of Maryada Purushottam, what we have to become, we won't be able to reach. So each one of us have to look at our chart. Does my mind, my attitude, does it get pulled to anything? Whether we say it is duty, but actually it is an attachment. We have seen all these stages and have crossed these stages a lot. And we see that many, somewhere or the other, have an attachment.
होता है कि
So
देखिए
what
बचपन रहा
happens
है,
is because there is purity,
परंतु जो आसक्ति
but
है,
the
लगाव है, वो तो पवित्रता में
attachment
हम तो नहीं ना कहेंगे,
is not purity.
क्योंकि वो भी तो देह भाव
So
हुआ ना।
that is also body
जैसे किसी
consciousness
संबंध की तरफ ध्यान गया,
towards a bodily being. The
तो वो
attention
शारीरिक
goes to a
संबंध है,
bodily being,
वो
whether I'm
उसको
eating
देखने
something or
लगता
I
है,
look at something.
झुकाव
So
सामने
that
आता है।
attachment, that subservience
तो
towards
मैंने
that
मम्मा से
person
पूछा कि
comes.
कई
And
ऐसे भी
someone
हैं
asked
जो भावुक
Mama
नहीं
that
है,
there are people
जिनका
in
स्वभाव बहुत
people
शांत
who
है,
don't who are not in knowledge yet
हालांकि वो
their
स्वभाव शांत होता है
nature
तो
is
वो
so peaceful. Not only
बहुत
that they're
कैरिंग
peaceful,
होते
but
हैं,
they're also very
दयालु होते हैं,
patient
पुण्यवान
and
होते हैं,
they
बहुत
are
जज्बाते
very
आते हैं तो भी
kind and
उस
they
तरह
are
का
very
एनवायरनमेंट
charitable.
हमको वैसा
But
नहीं
some
है।
who come in knowledge and yet they
तो
are
मम्मा
not
ऐसे बताने
patient.
लग गई
So
कि
Mama was
कुछ
saying
गुण
that
होते हैं
there is one
जो सभी में
virtues
मनुष्यों में होते
which
हैं,
many human beings
और
have,
जिनको पिछले जन्मों के संस्कार
and
के
because
आधार
of the
में
last
वो गुण होते
births
हैं।
they have those
जन्म से ही कुछ
sanskars, they have those
संस्कृतियां हैं,
virtues in
धारणाएं
them.
होती हैं,
From birth only they are
जो
very
घरों में दी
patient,
जाती
they
हैं,
never go into any
संस्कृतियां हैं,
gossiping. Their nature
बहुत
is
अच्छे हैं,
such.
अच्छे अच्छे लोग,
There are many
जिसको
good
हमने कभी
human
नहीं देखा
beings who we
कि वो
call good
शराब भी
human
नहीं
beings
पीते हैं।
because they don't have bad habits.
तो मामा ने कहा कि
So
देखिए
Mama said
आप लोग इस समय
that,
पर
see,
ईश्वरी गुणों की
at
धारणा
this
करते हैं,
time you are imbibing godly
उनका शांतपना,
virtues. They being
पुराने संस्कार,
peaceful is because of their
संपत्ति
old
है, विद्याएं
sanskar
हैं,
and they have come
लेकिन आप
with
लोग इस
that
समय
good
पर
nature. But for you,
धार्मिक
at
स्थिति में
this time,
पवित्रता
in
के आधार
soul
पर
consciousness
पहचाना
based
कर
on
पाते हैं,
purity, that
तो
I
वो
am a
शांति में
peaceful
आसीन रहते
soul,
हैं।
and in that
वो
peace,
आपकी समझ से आपका
according
गुजरता
to
है,
the understanding of drama,
आपका
you have
स्वभाव
patience, your
शांत बन जाता
nature
है,
is
और
sweet, it is
जितना संबंध होगा
soft. And
गुणों
at
के आधार
confluence
के
age,
ऐसे होंगे,
as
जो इन
much
गुणों में
we
रहते हैं,
use
अर्थात सतयुग
these
में भी
divine virtues,
हम इन गुणों को साथ में लेके
in
जाएंगे,
the golden age, we will take these along
क्योंकि
with
अब
us, we'll
संस्कृति
carry
के जो
them with
संस्कार
us
हैं,
because at
व्यवहार है,
confluence age, the sanskars,
तो
the
वो हम
interaction
ईश्वरीय
that we
गुण में,
have,
संबंध
that
में,
will
व्यवहार
be
में मधुरता
in
रहेगी।
the golden age in our relationships, that same
तो सब है,
interaction and sweetness in our relationship. So there is a
बैलेंस
difference.
रहना फिर गुणों का।
One is there has to be balance of the virtues,
जैसे हम लोगों की जो
like
सहनशीलता है,
our
और बाकी लोगों
tolerance,
में जो
and
सहनशीलता
the
है,
people in Lokik, their tolerance.
कई सहन करते हैं,
There's difference.
लेकिन
Some keep
ईश्वर
tolerating
अवसर
in
देते हैं सहन
Lokik,
करने के लिए
they
भी,
keep
बढ़
putting up,
जाएंगे,
which they
सहन
don't have
करेंगे,
to, they will suppress themselves, they'll
तो वो
keep
सहनशीलता
tolerating.
नहीं।
So that is not of the
बाबा के
understanding.
कार्य में, ईश्वरीय
But
कार्य में
in
अगर
Baba's
हम सहन
task, in
करें,
Godly's task, God's task, if we have
त्रुटियां
to
आए,
tolerate in the beginning when we
कितना
came,
लोगों में भ्रांति थी
there
बाबा
were
के
so
अनुष्ठान में,
much
बहुत
uh,
विकार थे, उनकी रुचि थे,
misconception about
उन्होंने
Brahma
कृपा
Kumaris
की है
that
कहा
they would say so many things and we would
कि
not
जैसे
bother.
हम लगन है,
We would just
जैसा
keep
पुरुषार्थ
going
है,
with our love
संबंध
for
परिवार
Baba and our
तो उन्होंने
effort. Those
इन
days we
सब
used to
बातों
have class at 5 a.m. and we used to just
को
go.
जानने आके जो सहन
So
करते हैं,
when we came
वो
in
सहन
knowledge and
करते हैं।
tolerated, that is based on the
हमारे
truth,
जो
because of the
अनुष्ठान
truth,
वास्तविक आए,
because our commitment. We do it, we
बहुत
tolerate
शुरू
because
से
of our
बहुत ही
commitment. In the
ऐसा
beginning,
स्वभाव होता है ना,
we,
मेरा
like Baba said, there's so much defamation.
तो सहन शक्ति
So there is so
हमारी
much
सहन शक्ति
tolerance, and our power of
ईश्वर
tolerance
उन्नति के लिए,
is good for our own
भगवान सेवा के
progress
लिए,
to become complete
सेवा के लिए है।
and for service.
लेकिन हम अननेसेसरली
But
कुछ भी सहन
unnecessarily,
नहीं
we
करते।
don't tolerate anything.
बाबा के कारण ऐसा है कि
Baba, yes, for
ईश्वर
Baba
की
we
पूर्ण
do.
सेवा हो,
We,
तो
the
सहन
godly
शक्ति में
virtue
सब
we
है।
have to imbibe, so we tolerate, we don't feel
हमारा हर
anything.
गुण
So every
ईश्वरीय सेवा
virtue
के प्रति है।
is towards God's
एक
service.
अच्छा एग्जाम्पल हम रहें,
And a good example, if we can be,
और समझ है हमको कि
and we have this
हिसाब
understanding
किताब चुकते
that the karmic account is being settled.
किसी की अधीरता से
We are not
हमें
being
अधीरता नहीं आती है, हमें ऐसा
dependent
नहीं रहता
or uh, not subservient of
कोई हमें
anyone that we would
उसमें
become
दुख नहीं आता।
impatient. So, one
एक
in
ईश्वरीय
Lokik
जीवन की अभी के घड़ी
life there are virtues, but in God's
वो
godly
वैल्यू
virtues
सिस्टम
are
में फर्क
in
है।
this life, God's life,
दुनिया में ज्यादा लोग वैल्यू
when
से
we
ही
are
बात
when we
करते
become
हैं,
God's child. In even
ज्यादा
in world they
इमोशन
talk
से
about
बात करते हैं,
values. They
बातों
don't
के
talk
बाद
too much about
जब हम
virtues, but
आते
when
हैं
we come to
तो हमें
Baba,
पता लगता है
we
कि
understand,
हमारे
we
गुण बढ़ते
find
जाते
that
हैं।
our virtues should keep
जो
increasing.
बाबा कहते हैं ना कि 16 कला
Baba says
संपन्न
that 16th
सर्वगुण
degree
संपन्न,
celestial, full
हर एक गुण का
virtuous, fully
दूसरा
virtuous.
कनेक्शन है,
So
दूसरा
each
परिचय
virtue
होता है।
has a connection to another one to another one. So they're all
ब्रह्मा
interconnected.
बाबा कहते थे कि
Brahma
कहीं
Baba
पर भी
used to say that
कुछ ऐसा देखो
anywhere,
कि
if you see
ब्रह्मा बाबा के टाइम पे
anything
बाबा कुछ
during
नहीं
Brahma
है,
Baba's time, just tell Baba.
संकोच
So
करते थे कि
we
क्यों हम
used to hesitate.
करें, नहीं ऐसा
Why
करें,
should we say and
तो
complain
बाबा
about
कुछ नहीं
anyone?
कहते थे।
So we used to tell
लेकिन कोई
Baba.
फिर जाके
But then
बोलता है कि
some
देखो ये
would
तुम्हारी
keep
आदत हो गई है,
saying to Baba, and then Baba
तुमने
would say,
बता
that's your
दिया ना एक बार,
habit.
फिर तुम
Okay,
क्यों
you've
सोचते
told
हो,
once, and then don't
फालतू का
think,
क्यों बोलते हो।
overthink, and don't keep
तो
spreading
बाबा
around.
हमेशा
So
कोई
Baba
भी
would,
आदत अपने ऐसी ना बनाए कि
whatever
फिर आदत हो जाए।
would prevent, would alert us about any
शुरू में जरूरी
habit.
होता है तो
In the
करते हैं,
beginning, yes, we have
फिर
to
आदत
do,
बन
it's
जाती है।
important, but then we keep doing it,
तो
it
इसलिए
becomes
इन
a
सभी
habit.
गुणों का प्रयोग
So to
अपने
use
जीवन में करें,
godly virtues in our life is
सभी
important. We
जगह
have, I've seen
बाबा
that
की वाणी,
everywhere,
वाणी आध्यात्मिक
wherever
सेवा केंद्र में,
Baba's
मतलब सभी
centers
जगह
are,
धर्म
every
जागृति
all
मंदिर,
sisters, they have
महिमा
patience,
मधुर,
they're mature, they're sincere, they're
एक बहुत
sweet.
बहुत अपोजिशन
Uh,
में था
there
कोई
was
बाबा के
one someone who was
दरबार
in
में,
a great
संगीत में,
opposition. They were
मुझे
of
कभी भूला नहीं है।
a spiritual
तो उन्होंने
personality.
एक बहन से बात करना चाहा,
They spoke to one
मर्यादा जो कुछ
sister,
उसने
and he
अपनी
kept saying whatever he
आदत
wanted
थी
to,
मान्यता थी
whatever his
बोलने की,
belief
लेकिन बहन
systems
बहुत
were. But
दयालुता
that
से
sister was
समझती थी,
so
बहुत अच्छा।
patient, listening to him.
तो उसको
Okay,
मैंने
very
किया
good.
कि
And then
देखो
he
अगर
thought
तुम्हारे
that
से किसी
so
ने आगे
much patience I've never seen in
अच्छा
anyone.
भाई आप कहेंगे मैं
So
चलूंगा
now
सेंटर पे जाऊंगा,
I
माउंट
will
आबू
go to
जाऊंगा, बड़ा
center to
परिवर्तन
Mount
आया।
Abu, and he had so much transformation.
तो हमारी गुणों से
So through
सेवा
our
बढ़ती जाती है,
virtues we serve.
ये नहीं कि दूसरा तो
Not
सुनता
that
नहीं फिर हम
other
चुप
person
रहना
doesn't
चाहिए।
listen. So what do we do?
हर एक की जो मान्यता
Uh,
है, हम
everyone's
किसी की
belief
मान्यता को
we cannot
भंग नहीं कर सकते हैं, उसको
uh,
सम्मान दें।
challenge
बाबा
it,
को
or we
पता है
can't.
कि हम
We have to
ईश्वरीय जीव हैं,
respect it, and we have to just
हमें
explain to them, this
जानना
is our
चाहिए,
understanding, this is
बहुत
our
विनम्रता से
teachings.
समझाते हैं
And we
बहुत
explain with
ईश्वरीय है,
lot of
बहुत बड़ा सब्जेक्ट है,
politeness, and this is a very big subject of divine
बहुत समय
virtues
लेता है,
that we
जो
have
पहले
to
ईश्वरीय गुण है
inculcate at conference
प्रयास
age.
करते हैं
First is
धीरे धीरे
godly virtues, we have to
godly virtues
experiment, and then
हो।
it becomes divine in golden age. Om Shanti.
Maryada Purshottam,
Maryada
बर्ताव स्वभाव से
Purshottam,
सेफ।
safe from attachment
मर्यादा
or
पुरुषोत्तम उसे कहना
subservience.
चाहते हैं
Maryada
जो किसी
Purushottam
भी
is one
वैरागी और
who
वैभव
keeps
की इच्छा को
himself
और
safe
स्वभाव से
from
अपने आप को सेफ
attachment
रखता है।
and subservience
अगर
to
किसी
other
के लिए
people
जो
and
आवश्यकताएं
possessions.
आए
If
तो
you
वह
have
इसमें विभक्ति
attachment
के
or
बजाय
are
सहर्ष
subservient,
बनने के
then
बजाय
instead of being
अधिक
loving to the
सहयोगी और
Father, instead of
सहजभागी
being
बने
an easy yogi, you will
यह
have
अनुभव
both
करते हैं।
experiences of sometimes
अर्थात
being
याद
cooperative and an easy
ऐसी
yogi, and
अनुभूति मिलेगी
sometimes
तो
being
कभी कभी
separated
पूरी नहीं
from
होगी।
yoga.
ओम शांति।
Om Shanti.